Hi, my name is Bella. So, what is ESG? I'm not very confident on my research skills, so bear with me. But what I understood ESG to be, well, it stands for the environmental, social, and governance impacts, I think. Um, and then what it is exactly, like, what is ESG? Like, how does it involve and affect business? I think what I gathered is that it's like some kind of like investment that companies put money in towards. Um, there's not a lot of like research done to like show proof how it how good it is or how bad it is. The only things that I could find were the the bad part that could possibly be bad about it is the fact that it's politicized more than what it actually is and what it's trying to stand for. Um, it's so what people okay, so like going into it like blank minded, bare minded is okay. So when you read like environmental and social governance, okay, so you're thinking, and then like you understand that the environmental parts are like climate change, natural resource depletion, carbon footprints, things like that. Social part would be um, how they treat their workers, having diversity inclusions. Governance part is how well they manage things. I think not quite positive on that part. Um, Let me actually look that part up real quick. So the governance part looks like it stands for like the health and safety, information disclosure, makeup of the board, shareholder rights. I think that's what I'm getting right. Well, hold on. Corporate behavior, corporate governance, accounting practices, and board practices. So, how how ethical? Maybe. I think that's what I'm reading right. Maybe not. But I'm gonna move because I don't like my seat. So, going into that, so you'd think, okay, so, you know, not doing any more research other than like understanding what it is, what it stands for, you'd think, okay, so it's good, you know? And then, so like that was my initial thought, like it's good, like why are people, like why don't people think it's good? Like why are they thinking it's bad? So then I looked that up, like why is it good? Why is it bad? I really couldn't understand much of what I found. Um, what I did find was like the one side against it is saying that it is more politicized than what it should be. So like um it's not, I guess, there's no like right or wrong way to go about it. There's no like rules, there's no law, not laws, but rules like to follow. So pretty much companies can like make up whatever they want and get away with it and say, "Oh, well, we're doing this for the environment." I think that's what it is, or we're investing in this for the environment. Um, and that's all. That's it. I think that's what I understand. Um, and I got my information from a video on YouTube by the channel Bloomberg Law. And then the other one was I think called eTech is the other channel or something like that. What I looked up was ESG explained. And then so yeah, that's where I got what it basically is, the information on what it is, and then the two different sides. I'm so I read about how like there's like there's no like exactly like laws or like right way to go about it, and so the bad part, like why it can be so bad, is um because so instead the ESG rating, so instead of like uh instead of measuring a company's impact on the earth and society, I'm quoting this from Harvard Business Review, and this is according to Bloomberg, so the channel that I just told you about, Bloomberg Law. That's kind of the information like together. Like it's I think it's referring back to the channel that I was telling you about. But it's saying ESG ratings don't measure a company's impact on the earth and society. In fact, they gauge the opposite, the potential impact of the world on the company and its shareholders. So, but it says, yet it's to blame casual observers for believing that investing in an ESG investment fund is helping to save the planet. Marketing materials of ESG funds often make lofty statements about social or environmental aspirations, but the fine print reveals that their real goal is to assure shareholder profits. For example, a prior statement from State Street's ESG investment statement mentions the need to encourage a transition to a low carbon, more sustainable, resource efficient, and circular economy, but later defines ESG issues as events or conditions that, should they occur, could cause a negative impact on the value of an investment. Um, some ESG ratings provider MSCI ESG doublespeak has confused most individuals, many institutional investors, and even some portfolio managers. This confusion has proven convenient when marketing some ESG products. For example, when BlackRock launched its U.S. Carbon Readiness Transition Fund in April 2021, the exchange-traded fund raised $1.25 billion in one day, a record. Among other things, the fund promised broad exposure to large and mid-capitalization U.S. companies, tilting toward those that BlackRock believes are better positioned to benefit from the transition to a low-carbon economy. That sounds good, but there's no mention of driving the transition, and the fund holdings seem remarkably standard. Okay, so that kind of sounds like a scam to me. It seems like, it's not really saying where this investment money is what's being done with it. Um, and I think so. What I looked up on how how did it have any impact or effect on the Silicon Valley Bank, whatever, it did. And I think that from what I read, shareholders or whatever, they withdraw their money out. They withdraw their investments. I think that's what it said, because they were like scared about the future of its health. I guess, or it's how profitable is it going to be? How it's right. And so a lot of people had a lot of money in that, and so it declined because people pulled their money out because they're like, yeah, it's not going nowhere. But to me, it sounds like a scam so far. Um, it would be really, really cool if this was, more developed, um, and you know, because it does really seem like it's politicized, but like I can't find any actual big company that like is invested in this, and where that money's going, what's being done with it. I can't find anything on that. So that's what I believe it to be, and I to me I think it's bad, because it sounds like an excuse to make these business, holders, these shareholders, whatever, um, like bigger, I guess. But then again, it's so confusing. I'm confused by it all. Um, and I'm very like I'm just confused. I would really love it to be explained a lot easier than what I've found. Um, if I can find like a couple of different, companies that have invested in this and like, you know, are doing something about it, like show proof, because the example that Bloomberg law video they showed, it was Tesla's. They pulled up the report of it, like the annual report, I guess, and there's nothing. I mean, it's a bunch of made up stuff is what it looks like, and that's what they're kind of saying, but like not really. But like, it just, yeah, it seems like a scam. So I think it's bad. I think it was it's a good front, but like whoever, like, I guess, I don't know, came up with the idea, and like, you know, I think they had good intentions, but like I think it quickly turned into like something that's very been politicized and is just a load of crap now. I think there are people who are trying to prove that it's not, though, and trying to prove like how good it is and trying to get, you know, more positive support for it, but it's difficult when there's not really much research or, you know, actual action being done, you know, towards these, you know, investments. So yeah, that's my take on that.